from Taksim Square. Thanks for joining our videos. What we've decided to do now is take you through how to use public transportation in Istanbul. And so for today we're going to walk you through how to get the Istanbul card. And with this card you can take the ferry, the metro, the tram, and also the cable car, also the buses. So there are 5 different modes of transport you can take using this card. So we wanted to show you how to buy it, how to register your HES code with it, and today we're going to show you how to then take the metro.
So the Taksim metro stop is the easiest one to buy your Istanbul card from, and most travelers find themselves at the square here at some stage in their trips, probably right at the beginning. Okay, so once you come down 2 sets of escalators, you'll find this machine, and from this machine you can buy your card and you can top up.
So it's called the Biletmatic, and it's 20 Turkish yeteli or lira to buy the card, and that will then come with 4 yeteli on it, so enough for 1 ride. And you might want to make sure that you have exact change whenever you buy it. I don't know if it's always the case, but whenever we came there was no change given, and we had to go to some of the shops to try to get 20 lira to get a card, and they weren't very happy to do that, so it's probably good to come with 20 yeteli. Once you've bought your card, you need to go back upstairs to register it with the HES code. Now, as a tourist, you had to get a HES code to come into the country. That's the code that you need. And I don't think those codes are going anywhere anytime soon, so I think this is going to stay valid for quite a while. You go up to the office upstairs and you register it, you give them your HES code and your card, and they do everything for you. Another interesting thing about the Istanbul card is you can use it to get into some of the public toilets. Public toilets in Istanbul and in Turkey in general are often not free. So for at least some of the ones that are in the metros, you can scan your card, it takes the money directly from your card, and you can get in the public toilet.
Yeah, so you don't need to have change to pay at the turnstile. Okay, so we've come up 1 set of escalators, and that's the one to the top out into the square, and if you come around here, this is where you register your card. So with your HES code and your card that you've newly bought, you come here and line up, and these guys in here will register your card.
So it says Information Center, that's where you need to come for the registration.
Yeah, so they do it all on a computer, so your card is linked to your HES code.
And it's important you do this after you buy the card, because the first time we didn't understand we needed to come back here. And so we went in, we tried to use our card, and it just told us no entry.
Hello. We're just making a video for foreigners how to register their Istanbul card. Okay? Yeah, we already have it. Yes, yes, we know. So they need to buy a card and they need to register with a HES code, which is a QR code, and then they will register it for you. Okay, so after you get your card registered, then you're free to go back down to those yellow terminals and top it up with some more cash for your trips.
Okay, so after a big day of taking public transport, you might find that you need to top up your card. It's really easy. Same machine as you buy it at, but you can also top up. You just put your card there. Then you put in however much money. 50 yeteli is quite a lot, but because we live here, that's fine. You might want to top up a little bit more.
İşleminiz yapılıyor. Lütfen bekleyiniz.
You give it a second.
Kart yüklemeniz gerçekleşti.
And it's topped up. So we just pick up the card then and continue on. There's nothing else we want to do here. We're all set for another week or 2.
So these are the stations for Taksim's metro, and we're going to connect at Yenikapi, so we're heading to Yenikapi, and from there we'll connect to Kocatepe. Okay, the trains in Istanbul are very frequent, as you can see on the screen here. 2 minutes to the next one for Yenikapı. Has a total of 8 lines, with 5 more coming on grid soon. The metro here carries 1.5 million people a day on an average day prior to COVID. It's efficient, it's cheap, and it's clean and tidy.
Yeah, so we paid 3 lira 50 to come today, and you can go as far as you want with that 3 lira 50. That's about 50 cents.
We're going to transfer to another line. Okay, so we're at our stop here at Yenikapı. We're about to transfer onto the line to Kocatepe. That was pretty simple getting around such a big city.
Yeah, so now we just transferred. This was the terminal stop, so it was really easy. It's the last one the train went to. We just transfer now and we head on to do our shopping.
Okay. Catch you in the next segment.
We're girls on the loose.
Do that again.
We're girls on the loose.
Woo! Please subscribe, hit that like button, we need it.
Merhaba from Istanbul Caddesi. We're here. Istanbul Caddesi. Okay, we're trying it. Merhaba from Istanbul. I can't do it. Just say merhaba.
Istanbul Caddesi.
Istanbul Caddesi. Merhaba from Istanbul Caddesi. We're here this morning to show you, to carry on from what we did before with public transport in Istanbul, to show you how to get from here, Taksim on the European side, to Kadıköy on the Asian side, using 3 different forms of transport. The first one's going to be the cable car, and then the tram, and finally we'll take a ferry to get there. So these are the 3 forms we take to get over to the Asian side from here.
Okay, we're at the cable car station now. It's called Tunnel. It was started in January 1875 and is 573 meters long, I believe. So let's go and have a look. And once again, Istanbul Kart gets you in everywhere. $3.50 Lira, which is about 50 cents New Zealand, a little bit more, maybe nearly 60 cents. And here's the carriage. It's not crowded today yet because we're quite early. Let's jump in.
This is actually one of my favorite and one of the most useful forms of transport for us because it takes you from Taksim down to Karakoy, but more importantly, it takes you up the hill from Karakoy to Taksim because it's quite a walk if you have to walk it, especially in summer.
From here it's about a 100-meter walk to the tram base where you catch the tram from Karakoy to Emianu. And we're here at the tramway station. Just a few minutes. They come every few minutes, so it shouldn't be long until ours gets here.
And was that $3.50 again?
That was $3.50 again, so quite cheap.
And you can see it's a really modern tramway as well, so it's a nice way to get around.
Here it is. Here's our train. So this only takes 5 to 10 minutes.
You can just as easily walk across the bridge, but we really wanted to show you the different types of transport that you can take here in Istanbul, and this is a really useful one for tourists.
And you can see it's quite comfortable. It's got some nice chairs, it's modern, it's new. Not too crowded today, thankfully, but we are out early, so could be much more crowded after lunch. Okay, so that's done. So we've taken you on the cable car and the tram so far. So we've gone from Taksim to Karakoy, Karakoy to Emianu. Now let's go across to the ferry station. In big cities, it's not unusual to have to go in an underground pass to get under major roads, and this is what we're doing now.
And the best thing is you can do some shopping if you feel like it on your way to wherever you're going. You can see a lot of souvenir shops, clothing shops, toy shops, a little bit of everything.
Nice Istanbul t-shirts. So here we are at the Emianu to Karakoy pier, and once again we need to use the Istanbul card. In Istanbul it doesn't matter how far you're going, it's always $3.50. So if you're going one station, it's $3.50. If you're going 10, it's $3.50. So we've just been on the cable car and the tram, and now we're on the ferry. We've spent $1.50 New Zealand each.
And this is going to take us clear over to the Asian side. So as you can see, it's a really efficient and cheap way to travel. It's also really clean. go for about $1.50, cheap as. So if you are visiting in Istanbul, there's no reason for you not to get out and about, because it's also very easy and very quick.
Thank you. See you later. Until the next one.
Bye.
Girls
on the loose.
We're back in Taksim Square today, and our outing today is to attempt to take a dolmus from Taksim Square to Balat. Balat is a neighborhood you're most likely to want to visit when you come to Istanbul, so we'll see how easy this is. We're not really sure, but we'll give it a go.
All right, so let's mask up and get on the dolmus.
So the dolmus stand is near the mosque, so when you're in Taksim Square, there's the mosque, you can't miss it, and the dolmus stand is just behind the mosque.
So the dolmus is basically a shared van. It starts down here and it'll stop along the way to wherever you're going and just pick people up and let people off. You get on for a fixed price.
Habibe, Balat?
Balat. Balat bu arabaya bin. Tamam, un kapanı Balat.
So it's going to Balat? Balat gider?
Ha gider. Tamam, geç bu arabaya.
Really?
Geç bu arabaya.
Tamam. So that was easy, the first one we found. Let's see.
Let's see if it actually goes where we want to go.
Yes. So basically you sit in the dolmus until it's full or near full, and then he'll start on his way, hopefully towards our destination.
We've done this before and they dropped us off at a different place, so we're hoping it goes better this time.
And we're off. Evet. So you don't go to Balat? Oh, great. Okay. So we've been unceremoniously dropped off about halfway to Balat.
The one good thing about this is I wanted to try this to see if I could get to my university using that, and my university is quite close to here. It's over that way a little bit, so I think I can use that to get to my university, but it seems we couldn't use it to get clear to Balat.
Okay, so our dolmus driver got us about halfway to Balat.
Yep, so we'll just see what we decide to do depending on what transportation we find. I don't think it's too long of a walk, but it is quite hot today, so we'll see how this goes.
It's very hot today.
So that took us under 15 minutes to walk from where we got left off with the dolmus, which is not too bad. So we actually decided not to take another form of transport. We just walked down the main road to Balat, and there was a sidewalk for most of it, which is not a given here in this part of town because of all the construction. So it was an okay walk, and now we're here and we're about to go into the art and cafe district of Balat.
Okay, so the last segment in our Istanbul public transport series is to take a bus.
And we think this might be the hardest one, but once again, you can use your Istanbul Kart on the bus. We have a bus stop right here, and we're hoping to take the bus from Balat back home. We'll see how this goes. We haven't actually tried it before.
Yeah, we haven't been on a bus before, so we'll see how easy or difficult this is, but it shouldn't be too bad. Here comes some buses. I'm not sure which one's ours. No?
55T.
Yeah, 55T, here it is. easy with our Istanbul Kart, and we get to sit on and enjoy some air conditioning as we make our way back to Taksim.
And as always, the bus is clean, same as all the other public transport. Right now it's not very busy. It's about 11 or 11:30 a.m., which means it's off peak. But I don't actually know how crowded the public transportation has been with Corona and virus and all that. But right now it's not very busy, it's clean, and it's also a cheap way to get around.
This is one of the aqueducts that were built by the Romans, I believe, or maybe it was during Byzantine period. I'm not sure, but nonetheless, it's super old and super amazing. And it even got us right to the turn off for our street.
Yep, so we're almost home. We got picked up right from where we were in Balat, and so it was super easy. And actually, I recommend the bus. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did.
Yeah, it was certainly better than the dolmus. Took us door to door, basically. 350 Lira, so that's about 65, 70 New Zealand cents. Good value. That's the conclusion of our transport series in Istanbul.
We hope that you enjoyed exploring all the different types of public transportation here in Istanbul with us. I think you could see that generally it's pretty fast, it's very clean, and it's very cheap. So there's a lot of different ways you can get out and about around the city. Probably the dolmus is the hardest one to take because it has set start and end points. So a lot of times where you jump off might not be exactly where you want to go, and you'll either need to find some more transport or you'll need to walk from wherever it drops you.
Yep, the metro is an awesome way to get around. The ferries were great and also enjoyable. It's almost like a tour taking a ferry. The trams, clean, efficient. There's no excuse not to get around this city. It's fabulous.
And the cable car is a great slice of history that takes you from the top to the bottom of the hill and from the bottom to the top of the hill. So it's also very useful.
Okay, catch you next time. We're Girls on the Loose.
Hit like, hit subscribe. Every little bit helps us as we're just starting out. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.